Today's breakup topic: breaking up with distractions so you can truly focus on the things that actually matter. I'm Elizabeth. I'm a breakup artist. I help you break up with people, places, and patterns that drain your energy. I help you break up with an identity that you have now that isn't necessarily serving the life that you want. That way you can step into the identity that can embrace those desires and that life. So today's breakup about distractions, it's a very personal one. And I'm going to be using the example of me being here on screen talking to you as the proof point of not letting things that you care about detract from you making progress toward the thing you truly desire. Now, what that means. So I have a desire to share a message, to raise awareness that relationships exist everywhere, to help people see that relationships exist beyond romantic relationships. I have a desire to destigmatize the word breakup, to help people understand that breakups are a really beautiful thing. They're like this portal to becoming. They're this portal to having the life you truly want. And when we think of breakups as being bad or sad or like heartachy, it's usually because we're attached to what was or attached to what could have been. So this mission to raise awareness around relationships and really what breakups can mean for you and the beauty of them. And I know that to get to that point where I can have a larger impact and scale my message, I have to go through my own limitations. I have to move past my own limitations. I have to move from the identity that I had before into a new identity that is able to embrace this ability to share this message at scale, and a life that ties into that. And when I look at that, so where I am or where I was, because I'm already moving past that. So let's just say where I was and this desire, this goal I have, so where I want to be. And looking at this in between and how do I bridge that as quickly as possible. And there are things that I want to be able to hold as characteristics of me, as the person that is able to truly embody this message at scale. And that includes being comfortable being on camera. That includes practicing speaking. That includes letting go of perfectionism, letting go of like throwing things out because it doesn't hit a standard that I have for how something should look, like expectations. And I bring this up because it's so easy for us, especially people who will identify as perfectionists, to want everything to be aligned in order to actually like put something out or move forward. And I want to offer you the opportunity to focus on what really matters, identifying whether the characteristics, behaviors, thoughts, like whatever you feel like is needed or is missing to get from where you are to where you want to be. And how can you start to move forward on that without feeling the pressure of everything needing to be done and perfect at the same time. So if I bring this back to this example of me being here in front of the camera with you, you may have seen in my other videos, I talked about like, I had some videos earlier this year where I put a little bit more effort into the background. I put more effort into outlining a script so that way I could be very, think about you on the other end being able to take away the message that I wanted to share in a more cohesive, coherent sense, and put so much effort and care, right, into creating and curating the experience that I wanted people to take away. But in doing that, it was slowing me down and keeping me beholden to certain characteristics that I didn't want to continue to rely on. And so, like perfectionism, I think there's something very beautiful about having high standards and having a vision and wanting to pull yourself towards that type of deliverable. and also recognizing that that will come with time. And I pause with time because I do want to also add in, and I know there's so many tangents that I can always go off of. I want to make another video about just really understanding the certain words that we use and the certain beliefs we have, because I want to say things take time, and at the same time, things can happen so quickly, right? So I don't want to put a belief into your mind where things are going to take a long time to accomplish, or things have to take time for you to see the results. That is not the case. That is not what I want you to believe. I just want you to understand that it's more about the consistency and the action and the intention that you have. And so, again, coming back to this example of being able to just say, hey, rather than trying to get all of the elements perfect around this video, what is most important, what I feel like is going to make the biggest difference, is me just being able to come on screen and speak to you, knowing that the message isn't going to be as clear, coherent, concise as I would want it to be. And also that's okay, because what matters most in this moment, what's going to make the biggest difference, is me just getting the practice, me just getting the time to be here with you. And once I do that more and more, then I'm going to be able to be like, okay, now that I have that foundational like characteristic down, like check that off, I can come back to it later and continue to refine it, but at least I have a good base that now I can go and be like, okay, well, now the talking in front of the camera is a lot easier. Understanding my message and being able to practice getting it more concise is easier. Now I have the time and energy to put into a lighting, put into a more aesthetically pleasing background. It's important, like this message is really important for me to share, because I feel like so often we get burdened by everything that needs to be like checked off and in place, and we miss the point of like, well, what's the first thing that we can do, and how can we be okay with things being a little messy as a almost contribution to the larger picture of what will be. So if you find yourself with a desire in mind, and I hope you have a desire, I hope you truly crave for something in your life, knowing that you have the opportunity, you have the capability to make whatever your dreams are come true. I hope you have a dream. I hope you have a desire. With that in mind, what are you doing to ensure that it's moving forward bit by bit? What intentions do you have to move that dream forward, or that make that dream a reality? And catching yourself if you find that you're stopping yourself from making incremental progress because there's this potential judgment of it not being exactly as you want it to be, or looking exactly as you want it to be, or fear of being judged by other people. Those are distractions. Those little fears, what ifs, all of that stuff are distractions from your desire becoming a reality. Yeah. So I hope what I said makes sense for you. Again, this is a practice for me, and these are just me coming on, giving myself 15 minutes or so in front of the camera to get used to speaking with you, and to understand how my own thought process starts to formulate, and so I can get better at it, right? And the even cringy part of watching myself back, like posting it, publishing it, right? And then watching it, and then knowing like other people are watching it too. But I will say, the more that I do it, I do feel like the conversation here is feeling more natural, and I'm feeling less cringy when I'm watching myself or hearing my voice. And I actually look forward to it. It's getting so much easier. What used to feel like a bit of a forced effort to get the camera out, to sit here, it doesn't feel like it used to. So I hope you use this as a sense of inspiration to get clear on your desires, your dreams. If you don't have some, please come up with them. It's your birthright to create something that you feel passionate about. And how can you just start moving forward and doing something small with it, knowing that the intention and the action will create this compounding effect, that you'll get to a place where everything is feeling more perfect than it does at the beginning. But it's just taking those initial reps, right? Yeah. So I hope you found this helpful, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.